Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast.
This is a show dedicated to helping you become a better organist.
We're your hosts, Vidas
And Usha Motuzaitė Pinkevičienė.
We have over 30 years of experience of playing the organ.
And we've been teaching thousands of organists online from 89 countries since 2011.
So now let's jump in and get started with the podcast for today.
We hope you'll enjoy it.
Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Usha.
Let's start episode 741 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. This question was sent by David and he writes, Hello Vidas, thank you for your email. I'm happy to answer the two questions. My dream is to learn how to play pieces that I love or that are standard repertoire with confidence and good technique. And three things holding me back are better technique, better ways to learn a piece, and playing faster. Most challenging are fingering a piece and ornamentations. I hope this helps. David. So David wants to learn standard repertoire with confidence and good technique. Let's unwrap a little bit, Osha. He wasn't, of course, very specific what kind of pieces he wants to play. What is standard repertoire?
I know, it's really... So let me guess, it's Bach's D minor toccata, yes, then it's probably Widor's toccata from the Fifth Symphony. And what else could be as a standard repertoire?
The major preludes and fugues by Bach, some of the well-known chorale preludes by Bach.
Let's hope he also means some trio sonatas.
Maybe Mendelssohn's sonatas. Maybe
one of the big chorales by César Franck.
Oh yeah. And maybe Louis Verne's finale
from the First Symphony, yes, but not from the second one or the third one, or
it's hard
others.
To know how broad is musical horizon of a person, right? And standard is usually standard means dead composer.
Yes.
You have to be dead to be standard, right? So sad in a way, right? That all the thousands of living composers have to be dead in order to be appreciated and performed.
Well, the same you could say about, famous artists.
For artists, it's even more true.
Yes, it's, yeah.
Yeah, because for composers, music spreads wider than artwork. Today, for example, thousands of people can either perform your music or you can perform for thousands of people in various countries. If you're an artist, what is left to you? You're doing exhibitions, right? And those exhibitions could be really popular or may not be popular, and it's just slower circle of promotion, I think, than music.
But you can, photograph your works and put them on the internet.
Sure, and millions of people are doing that, right? And big competition. So getting back to David, three things that are holding him is better technique and better ways to learn a piece and playing faster.
So I think we are all related. It's like one main issue that you need to have better technique in order to to be able to play standard organ repertoire faster.
Maybe we could talk about a rule of 10,000 hours here.
Oh, I know you love to talk about numbers, so I can just shut it down.
Yes, I'll press the button. Beep. Okay, some years ago there was a research done in in one of the German conservatories, I think it was in Berlin Conservatory, if I'm not mistaken, that they asked the students who are very proficient at their instrument and proficient at a level that they could already win international competitions. I mean, high level, basically concert musicians. How much time do they spend on their instrument and how many years? So it turns out that over the years they have been doing 10,000 hours of their instruments, more or less. Plus, so they've been doing like maybe 20 years of 2 hours per day, or 10 years of 4 hours per day. It's all up to them. After 10 years of 4 hours per day, usually a person can become a really proficient at their instrument. But of course, in today's situation, David's, for example, situation, it's not realistic to assume that David can spend 4 hours a day practicing standard repertoire or preparing to play standard repertoire. Right, Osha? So naturally you put in smaller amount of time today, but then it takes much longer to achieve mastery of your instrument.
And of course, I think another important aspect is that the older you get, the harder it is to achieve your goal, to play organ really well, or any musical instrument really well. So, because the main technical skills we are developed in a childhood, basically, and the later you start to play keyboard instrument, the harder it is for you to develop good technique. It's not impossible, but sometimes I'm just think that people need to raise a question for themselves, how much I want to put into it, and what kind of result I expect. Because if you make expectations too great for yourself, you might never achieve your goal, and you might even drop and stop playing at all, because you will get disappointed in yourself. So just basically, if I would be David, of course I don't know at what kind of level he is right now, but maybe for a beginning I would set up sort of I would moderate my goals. Maybe not to play, like big piece by J.S. Bach. Maybe do some shorter choral preludes, or play 8 little preludes and fugues, and then to work on more difficult pieces, more complex pieces. Maybe do some Buxtehude first, and only after that, play big pieces by J.S. Bach. So
obviously that's true, and now I remember, for example, when I asked this question, this is the question that our subscribers get after a certain period of time. They become on our subscriber list, and I think I'm asking the question, the dream in 3 to 6 months, not like lifetime dream, but very specific timeline, like 3 or 6 months. So standard repertoire, all of the pieces of standard repertoire take much longer to learn, and people need to realize what can you really achieve in 6 months, not in 6 years, right? For example.
well, and remember, you need to really be good at what you are playing and feel comfortable, because if you will pick up a piece which is way too hard for you, at that moment, audience will feel it, because you won't feel comfortable, and your audience won't feel comfortable?
Well, we have to realize that a lot of people don't have a goal to play for an audience. They just want to play the piece for
Well, but
themselves.
like nowadays, many organists like work in church where, people listens to their performance, on a regular basis. And there are so many YouTube channels where people record themselves and put them on the YouTube, for others to observe. So I would not say that, there are many people who just play for themselves and don't want that anybody would listen to them. I'm sure there are people like that, but I'm sure that it's minority. I think people love to exhibit nowadays.
I like your optimism about people, Usha.
Really?
Yeah, because in my experience, I'm pushing everyone that I meet to record themselves, even if it's for their own archival purposes. Just put it on their channel for later, I don't know, comparison of their advancement. In 3 months, they could come back to that recording and compare, am I progressing, with the same piece or a different piece of a similar level? How fast did I learn the second piece, right, in comparison to the first piece? And that's only possible if you have like an evidence to compare. A recording is like an evidence of your previous work. You would be amazed how few people, Osha, are actually doing this. From my experience, almost nobody from Lithuania is doing that.
But anyway, you are just
Nobody.
talking about recordings. I'm talking about public performances.
And public performances, what do you mean public performances?
In churches, during service, or during concerts.
So that's probably even less common, no?
To play in public?
Uh-huh.
For church services, it's less common?
For amateurs, I mean, who just want to learn nice pieces, standard repertoire or pieces that they love, on their own. Um, I can only assume, because David is not specific, but that David doesn't have a goal to play in church in public, for example.
But then why would you learn like standard organ repertoire, to play brilliantly with a good technique, if you wouldn't have a goal to perform it in public? Then I don't see, I don't see the point of doing that.
I agree, Osha, and well, that's a mystery to me too. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. Exactly. Why you put all the time, years of study, that nobody will see your art actually, yeah? Obviously, you would want that others would hear you, either online or in real life situations. I agree. All right, guys. Hope this was helpful. The last thing is about fingering and ornamentations. Maybe David should look at our collection of pieces with fingerings and pedalings.
Yes, we have plenty of those,
From standard repertoire.
Because if you are, let's say, either beginner or intermediate organist, then of course you need to have fingers written in. And if you don't, it will slow down your learning progress. Because every time you will try to play the same piece with a different fingering, and it won't be good. And it might even, prevent you from playing faster the piece, because your fingers won't be certain of what we are doing. So basically, it's best to have fingering written in and to play with the same fingering all the time. It will help you to learn pieces faster and feel more confident. At least that's what I think. To a certain level, of course. If you are an advanced organist, then you need to stop doing that, because, you won't have time to write down everything. Maybe just more complicated spots.
Yeah, if you're advanced organist, your fingers already feel the patterns and feel the hand positions that you should be playing with. And if you're advanced organist, then very rarely you need to write down. The same goes with pedaling written in too. The more you play the organ, the more you know basically various pedal positions and how best to play them.
Because let's face it, if you know the piece is fast and virtuosic, you simply don't have time to to look at the score, basically, what it's written in. You can, barely follow the notes themselves, not talking about pedaling and fingering. So basically, fingering, pedaling is needed for process, for the learning process, but not for a final product.
Okay, thank you guys for your questions. We love helping you grow, so please send us more of them. And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.
This podcast is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online.
It has hundreds of courses, coaching and practice materials for every area of organ playing. Thousands of instructional videos and PDFs. You will not find more value anywhere else online.
Total Organist helps you to master any piece, perfect your technique, develop your sight reading skills, improvise or compose your own music, and much, much more.
Sign up and begin your training today at organduo.lt and click on Total Organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
If you like our organ music, you can also support us on Buy Me a Coffee platform.
Find out more at buymeacoffee.com/organduo.